We have in the studio today, Una Treasurer Gary Teves, Team Duterte Media Group Head Peter Lavinia, Post Spokesperson Valenzuela Mayor Rex Gatchalian, and Koalisyon ng Daang Matuwid Spokesperson Akbayan Party List Representative Barry Gutierrez. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for coming over. So let's start first with the platform of your candidates. Like, what issues determine your choices of campaign venue? How do you choose where to go?
Well, for Senator Po, she started off in Plaza Miranda. It not only mirrors the historic significance of Plaza Miranda, but also of her character. She's a devotee of ng Nazareno, and she's a very prayerful and God-fearing person. So it was a choice for her personally to start her campaign there. Because every time she's faced with challenges, or if she's there to thank for the goodness of her life, she always goes to Quiapo Church and prays. Just like every other Filipino. We're a prayerful nation, and that's why she chose Quiapo Church.
Mar Rojas, of course, chose his hometown.
Yeah, in Rojas City. And that has several symbolisms. The first being that that's where he started his career in public service. When his brother, Dingoy Rojas, passed away, and he ran for the first time in the special election, that's the district that he actually represented in Congress. The other significance of Rojas City as a choice was, well, it's in the province of Capiz. And a lot of people were asking us, why Capiz? It's not one of the major vote-rich provinces. But that's precisely the point. We wanted to emphasize that under a Rojas administration, everybody will get their fair share in government. It's not just the big cities, it's not just the places where you have a lot of people, but it's even the provinces
in line with the inclusive growth campaign. It's Tondo for Duterte.
Well, many people from the Visayas and Mindanao seeking greener pastures, land in the Port of Manila, and end up living in Tondo. Unfortunately, their crusade for a new life ends in Tondo. So that is where Team Duterte and Cayetano started our campaign for a new life for our countrymen.
And it's Mandaluyong City.
But similar to other places, there are a number of poor people in Mandaluyong, and it must have been also upon the initiative of Mayor Bernard, and the DP is comfortable interacting with her poor people.
Now, when I looked at your platforms, there are similarities. I mean, all your candidates are saying that they want to promote good governance, curb violence, and alleviate poverty. Now, can you tell us how do you differentiate your candidate from the other candidates by giving us the top 3 priorities of your candidate? Okay, now let's start with Pete Lavinia.
Well, we have our top 3 would be a 24/7 fight against crime and corruption.
24/7 fight, okay.
Which is the core of Mayor Duterte's and Senator Cayetano's campaign.
Okay, that's one.
Second is we promote the development of our economy.
Okay.
By tying this up with our advocacy on federalism.
Okay.
Which is regional development.
All right.
And the last is we should have equality before the law and give equal opportunities for everyone.
Equal opportunities.
Apparently, the government now has neglected many areas, many sectors, so we want to address these things.
How about Mar Rojas, Congressman Gutierrez?
I think he already put it very succinctly in his speech during the
He just said to continue the Daang Matuwid.
Well, yes, but he also identified the 3 freedoms that that lie at the heart of the Rojas Robredo platform. The first is freedom from hunger. And that's essentially concerned with job generation, particularly in the agricultural sector. So this is where he talks about expanding foreign investments in manufacturing. This is where he talks about a public revolution, where there will be bigger government investments in infrastructure for the agricultural sector. The second will be freedom from fear. And this is where he talks about safety nets in cases of disease or health issues. So this is where universal healthcare comes in. Okay. It's also where peace and order issues come in. Improved policing through an expansion of the Lakbat Sipat program, which he actually pioneered when he was in DILG. The last is freedom to dream, o yung kalayaang mangarap. And this goes more towards improving the capacity of individual citizens, individual families, to actually aspire for their dream. So this is where expansion of the K-12 program will come in. This is where an expanded CCT program will come in to ensure that we don't just get poor families to send their children up to high school, but to give them the opportunities to actually acquire a college degree.
Now, Senator Grace Poe did identify some programs of the present administration that she'd want to continue, and there are also those that she wanted to focus on.
Well, she's running under a platform of Gobyernong May Puso, making sure that government has compassion and government has heart.
Okay.
Yes, we do need know-how, but we also need a government that empathizes with its people, that sympathizes and feels what the people are feeling. Sometimes people think that the government is too far from them, they don't understand who I am anymore. It's bringing back government to the people.
Well, the Vice President, Judge Marbina, has said that he will replicate Makati.
Higher economic growth,
Higher economic
perhaps
growth.
attain 7 to even 8% by investing more in infrastructure
Yeah.
and ensuring that action is taking place much quicker than what we have seen so far. We've got, first got to generate more resources, but we can also generate resources externally by inviting foreign investors and making sure that the environment is really conducive to foreign investment. He would also emphasize on inclusive growth, gauging from his or emanating from his experience in Makati. So he will provide more emphasis on health and education, expand this to a larger extent all over the country.
We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned. Laban's Rodrigo Duterte. Let's see what he has to say.
I can talk about corruption. I can talk about drugs. I can talk about criminals. Pero ito isa sa dalawa na sabi ko pwede talaga kami. They can talk about maybe drugs, criminality, but he cannot talk about corruption.
Well, very clear, yung political will of the mayor to implement the laws. Kaya nga, matapang na solusyon, no? At mabilis na aksyon.
No, Art?
Of course, matapang at malasakit. Sa Davao, love na love si Mayor ng mga tao, no? Dahil sa compassionate nature ni Mayor Duterte. Pero yung kanyang pananalita, talagang gusto niyang i-implement ang laws. Kaya yung kanyang sinasabi na fight against crime, against drugs, against corruption, pero talagang pinagmulan yun na Exhibit A ang Davao.
Okay. So, we